Thanks for cutting me off, Rob.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, we have a certain amount of time to get on the air before I got to reset everything.
Did you really change your nickname to Brooklyn?
No, that's for the other show.
Look at Jersey Frank shaking his head.
Bro, what are you eating on the air, man?
Twinkies?
What?
Looks like a Twinkie.
No, Rob's a Twinkie.
There's no eating on the air.
Well, I was busy this morning because I don't, have vampire hours and sleep till low hours of the morning.
All right, you don't eat and talk on the phone. That's like double entendre. That's like.
Hey, listen. If they could do it on ESPN Radio, I could do it on this. And
but this is video.
Shut your mouth.
Look at this guy.
Hungry.
How
come the backdrop isn't the Blackjack? How come the backdrop isn't the stadium?
Because I'm in the middle of transitioning
for
my summer season outside. So I'll be doing shows from my patio from now on. I'm not quite ready yet.
Wait, why is there a basketball hoop there? Where are you?
I'm dunking.
The only thing you dunk is donuts and cookies.
No, it's not keto friendly.
How is keto?
Love it.
What does a day in the life look like with keto, honestly?
Wake up to like some type of eggs, sausage, Taylor ham, that kind of stuff.
No bread, no carbs.
But I did find 0 carb bread. So 0 carb bread, 0 carb bagels.
Was that
carb? Like Taylor ham on a bagel for like every meal if I wanted to.
Rob, you're being snookered.
No, I'm not.
Wait. So all right. And what's lunch?
Lunch would be cold cuts. I can wrap them up and dip them in a little mustard or something, or put them on low carb bread. There's even low carb bread, which is real, more of a real bread without the carbs.
Okay,
tastes pretty similar.
Look at Frank.
It's more of a real bread. What does that even mean?
We should ship you an unlimited supply of cardboard.
And then dinner is like I'll make grilled chicken. I'll make little burritos. Another great thing I found was like low carb tortillas.
Where do you get
like sandwiches and tacos and burritos and stuff?
Where do you get this low carb, no carb stuff? Is it like snooker.com?
They even have low carb. They have keto friendly cereal now.
Isn't keto the Atkins diet?
No.
What's that?
I don't think so.
Well, what's the difference? There's no carb. There's limited carbs.
Oh, I don't know. I never did either, so I couldn't tell you.
What's that? Say it again.
The Atkins diet.
Similar, yeah.
All right. That's what I thought. That's cool. I mean, if it works for you.
It's the only thing that's worked, in the past 5-10 years. So and now it's more prevalent. So there's more. I can go to Subway and get like a bowl.
Subway
protein bowl. I can go to Qdoba or places like that.
I'm picturing you walking into these places with a side of like a big cardboard box.
Hey, can you fill it?
You're funny. Well, guys, what's your first topic this afternoon? What do you guys want to talk about?
Oh, we got to talk about last night.
Well, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about last night, but I had a subject that I wanted to talk about. We were kind of talking about it a little bit on the text. I want to do our brushes with fame.
Okay.
People we met, people we did things for, famous people. I mean, I'm sure everyone will know who I saw. I'm sure I know Rob's got a couple. Me and Rob have one together.
I have a few.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's talk about the game last night.
Okay. Was it a top 5 playoff performance you've ever seen?
For Kevin Durant, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
They said, I think the last time that performance was done, where the player played the whole game.
Yeah, that was impressive.
1973. I forgot who the player was.
I think that was the most impressive stat. Honestly.
So, what year are we in? 2021? How many years ago? 73 was the last time that was done, when a player put up that many points in that amount of playage time.
And he missed the free throw, which would have given him 50 points.
50 points, yeah.
It's okay.
Not that
I
it
was
matters at
screaming
that
last
point,
night.
but-
I was from the fourth quarter on. I was sitting here watching that game, and I was screaming.
Yeah,
Now, I've been a Nets fan since 1982.
Well, first
That
of
was
all, I mean,
unbelievable.
you think about it. I was watching it, and like within the first 5 minutes, I said, "Harden, they need to pull him." You know, he wasn't really doing anything. He had no attack. They were doing it probably from a decoy purpose, which makes sense, right? Because it's Harden, and he can still hit the three, but he was
partially a decoy, and how hard do they want to push him so then he re-aggravates it or worsens whatever he has as of right now.
right. But they would not have won that game last night if it wasn't for Jeff Green.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
definitely.
I mean, they wouldn't have won that game. Jeff Green was unreal. I mean, Durant was unbelievable and does what he does. I think he was going to put up 40 regardless. He was in the zone at many points of that game. But Jeff Green, man, I mean, he got in his zone himself.
The problem, obviously with the Nets is the injuries. But the first thing we have to remember is that Kevin Durant can't do it by himself. He needs somebody that he can facilitate the ball to.
Right.
I mean, if for no one else, the Bucks got Middleton and they got
Holiday.
Can you say his last name? I don't know. It's like an alphabet.
Giannis. Yeah.
Giannis. So they got a 1-2 attack. If you don't got a 1-2 attack to punch back, and that's what they were doing. They were down. I put the game on. It was like they were losing like 22-7. I'm like, what the hell's going on, man?
They couldn't hit a shot in the first 5 minutes. I think 6 minutes of the game.
But I also think the addition to Harden back on the court, like you said, was a decoy, and I think it was a bit of a push for the team to know that they may have someone that they could maybe go to in a clutch situation, and he could still hit the shot. Maybe he's not going to slash into the lane like he usually does.
He's
this crazy. He has that crazy move where he could draw fouls.
Yeah, he's also a very underrated leader on the court. I mean, he speaks loud. He's talking to them. He's getting everybody in place. I mean, he was a huge component last night of them winning, even though he ended up with 5 points. It didn't matter because Jeff Green was able to step it up and hit 7 3-pointers or 8 3-pointers. That was tremendous.
Jeff Green played well. Landry Shamet came in, had a couple big shots.
Griffin has been an incredible asset for them. In addition, right?
Oh man, I really like watching him. I always like Blake.
So do I.
But then, with the Chris Paul days at the Clippers, and then he just started to go here and there and get hurt. I'm like, yeah, okay. I guess just another big guy that got nothing left in the tank. And
he has his swag back, man. He's
definitely
hitting threes.
Yeah.
He may want to stay too. I mean, he's only signed for this year. He may want to stay another year or two to see this out with this.
I would think so. But I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, thinking that it's a done deal and they're going to win this series.
No,
this series is probably going to go 7.
Yep.
I would think. I mean, Milwaukee hasn't really shown up too much in the playoffs in the last 3 years. This is the first time they've actually been pretty competitive. I mean, they gave up that last night. What was it? 17-point lead at one point. I think 18 points. But I think going into Game 6, you're not going to get 48 minutes out of Durant. You're not going to get 25 points out of Green. You're not going to get a healthy Harden. Is Kyrie coming back? That's huge.
They said probably not for the series.
Probably not for the series. So
I've seen quite a few reports.
So there's still, I would say it's a 75% chance, in my opinion, that they win the series still. They'll put it away in Game 7 at home.
You know who's needed? You know who's needed right now? He's been AWOL since maybe Game 1. Joe Harris has to effing show up.
Yeah, I know.
Make these freaking shots. He's been horrible.
I know.
Think about it. Joe Harris has a max contract.
They were also talking about getting what's his face, DeAndre Jordan off the shelf. Isn't he still with the team?
Yeah, and he's been sitting on the bench.
They're saving him for one reason and one reason only.
Fouls.
Joel Embiid, if they play the Sixers next round.
Yeah, but why would you save him if you could use maybe somebody?
He's not useful right now. They're going with Bruce Brown because he's a small center and he does all the stuff a center does. He's got to be 6 inches shorter.
But what you could do again, you're gonna get him a little rusty. Again, I'm not a coach, but this is how I think. You're getting him a little rusty. Put him in some minimal minutes, maybe just to draw some fouls or something. just to use him as a foul machine. You know, he's
it is also. I mean, who is? I mean, besides what's Giannis 6'10", right? 6'11",
yeah,
6'9", right? Yeah. Who is their center? Brooke Lopez. Brooke Lopez is not a traditional under the basket center.
No, he hits the 3-2.
Brooke Lopez is a pretty good player.
So DeAndre Jordan
plays for Brooklyn
on defense.
Yeah. Is it what?
Yeah, no, he's a pretty good player. I mean,
he'd be exposed on defense.
You can't count out Milwaukee, but you also can't bet against Durant. And we were proven again and again and again and again. We all forgot a little bit about how great he could be. And last night, man, I mean,
well,
I was talking to John from Zingo yesterday. We were chatting. We've both been chatting during the games. We both made a prediction that Durant was going to score at least a 40 to 50 point game. And you know what? He did. He was just unbelievable.
But then he went for 17 and 10 on top of that. I mean, he played 48 minutes and he didn't even look winded. He didn't look winded. And he was playing against, a top 3 team in the NBA, possibly.
And Tucker's there on him
Yeah, and Tucker's been playing him really well.
Don't forget, though, game 3, that game came down to like the last 30 seconds.
Right.
So it's not like you said, it's not like Milwaukee's been blowing them out either. I mean, yeah, maybe game 4 after Kyrie went out was a little bit of a little shock value. He was gone. They couldn't really get together. But now there's a game plan in place. Don't forget, Steve Nash is a rookie head coach, but Mike D'Antoni is there next to him. And he has how many wins in the NBA?
Yeah, he's gone after this year. He's going to coach.
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
He'll be at Portland, I think. Portland is probably a –
yeah, but you got to remember.
I don't know. What's that?
D'Antoni is straight offensive minded. He's not a
correct
coach.
Right.
What is Giannis being great, by the way?
So if they win the series, are we still in agreement? Do we think that Philly's going to pull out the series against Atlanta? I don't know. I know. They should pull it out, though.
I've been watching that series because I can't stand Trae Young. Can't stand him. I just
I respect him, though, man.
I don't, though, because I'm not disrespecting him for his talent and what he could do, but it's the things after he makes a basket. He's just making these. Did anyone see what he did when they won the last game against Philly? Nobody saw it. I saw it.
What did he do?
The ball was bouncing and he just spiked the ball like a 4-year-old. This is what I'm saying. If you're going to be in the NBA, you got to be a little professional and you got to be a leader. And I don't think he's that yet. He can be. He's definitely a potential. That killer floater, that thing is deadly.
It is deadly for a 6'2" guy.
But come on, man. You got to show. I mean, I get it. You want to juice the crowd up, whether you're the opponent, whether you're at home. But it's like, I don't know. Just watch him. Some of his mannerisms. He's like a little kid.
Curry does it all the time, though.
Yeah, but I really didn't see Curry. The only thing Curry really does, he does that mouthpiece chew thing.
Yeah, no, that's a little annoying.
That's the only thing. But I never really seen Curry.
No, he does his little dances after his threes and walks away.
Hey,
what's that?
Look, you gotta watch. I've been focusing on Trae Young.
Right.
Am I looking for a problem? Yes, I'm looking for a problem. But if his behavior changes, I'll notice it. I don't think his behavior changes.
I think the difference is that we're in agreement that Curry could do what he wants to do because he's a 3-time world champion, right? And he's proven he's changed the game. Trae Young is almost like a little stepbrother of Curry, who can hit the shots and get in zones and score 40, 50, but he hasn't won anything yet.
Right.
He hasn't really won. I mean, he beat listen, they beat the Knicks.
Who would rather have right now on your team, Trae Young or Devin Booker?
Probably Devin Booker. Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker's a better all-around leader. I think he runs the floor better. He's a better teammate. He could do other things, and he could play. He could play defense. I mean, Trae Young can't play defense at all.
Did you guys know that didn't Booker go to Kentucky
for a year?
Yeah.
He
wasn't even a starter.
Yeah, that's incredible.
He was 6th man of the year for the SEC when he played.
Well, now you have the announcement that CP3 is out indefinitely.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't hear that.
Indefinitely.
COVID-19.
Now they're
Oh,
very lucky. They're very lucky they swept. So now they get a break anyway, and they got to hope that this series between Utah and the Clippers goes 7, which will stretch it.
But Kawhi Leonard is out with an ACL.
That's incredible. Now, see that the first thing I said to myself this morning when I heard that, guys, was that no, he needs to step it up and play. This is a must-win for them. He's got to figure it out, and he's not going to play. So he must either really be hurt. I mean, he's got to really be hurt at this point if they're going to keep him out of Game 5. Because if they lose this game tonight, and Utah has been pretty dominant at home, I don't know. I think it's Utah's to really lose. They'd have to screw this up because obviously Paul George is not Durant.
He's out indefinitely.
Who is
Kawhi?
Then that series is over. Then we have 2 really good teams. Utah and Phoenix is going to be a war. That's great. And then you possibly could have 1-2 again, Brooklyn and Philly. It's pretty wild.
okay. See, here's where Harden came into play. He only had 6 points. He did play 46 minutes, but he had 8 assists.
Yeah, he played
40. I'm sorry. Yeah, they said 46 minutes. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
He had 5 points. He had 8 assists and 6 rebounds. So there's where Harden paid off.
Yeah, but he usually goes for like 12 assists.
The behind the scenes dirty work, which that's what they need him to do.
And he was a decoy. And having him out there, you can't leave him open and wide open.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You know what's even crazier than all this? If the Nets go to the NBA Finals, they can get Spencer Dinwiddie back.
Right.
I saw something different. I saw he wouldn't be available at all.
Really?
I don't know about that. I saw it not too long
Either
ago.
way, if they go to the finals, they're playing against I don't know who they're going to play against yet, but Phoenix is young and hungry. Phoenix reminds me a lot of the Warriors 5-6 years ago. They got really hot. They turned it around very fast, and they're here to stay for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And that center is playing lights out, too.
Well, the only thing I got to worry about with Phoenix is that Chris Paul is up there in age, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think that matters. What he did the other night, I think he's got a whole second wind right now, guys. He scored 14 points in the fourth quarter the other night. Dude, I mean, he's not even a scorer.
Like it goes to the elbow and just banks it.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier when you got Booker on the wing. That team, they have a lot of good players. They got those 2 other guys that are really good that have been shooting lights out. What is it, Payne?
Yeah.
And Bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they got a really good team, Phoenix. I don't know if they can beat I don't think they're going to beat a healthy Nets team. But I don't know how healthy the Nets are going to be.
I think like I said, 2 games to win 1. Let's see what happens.
Right.
Let's see what happens.
I mean, I think they'll find a way to win the 1, and now it's going to be.
I mean, if we lost last night, we were done. There's no way you're not going back to Milwaukee with those refs not calling anything on Tucker and winning that game.
Philly's a tougher matchup for Brooklyn, right? I mean, obviously.
Well, Embiid's hurt.
Yeah, but he still plays and puts up 35.
He's playing hurt. Well, that's the thing. They're going to go the way Embiid goes.
Oh yeah.
If Embiid goes down, they have no shot.
No.
They will get massacred.
Correct.
Because he's a defensive threat and he's an offensive threat.
Right.
And why is he shooting the 3?
So then it's the Nets to lose, right? Is that what we're saying? It's the Nets to lose right now. So we're all saying that even if Kyrie does not come back, they go?
They could definitely beat the Bucks, sure.
Yeah. They beat the Bucks. Can they beat
both
Philly with just 2? With a 50% Harden and a Durant that's going to have to go 48 minutes a night? That's not going to happen every game.
Probably not.
Like I said, you got Blake Griffin, right? He's a veteran. Green's a veteran. They've been there before. And
No,
then
I
a
know.
bunch of young guys who are
They're both good players, but they're both very streaky players at this point in their careers.
and a
You
bunch
got to
of
have
young guys who've
Joe
learned.
Harris. Joe Harris is a huge factor, guys.
And he's done nothing.
He's done nothing. I mean, he was 1 for 10 and then 2 for 11 or something.
Yeah, he was in for 37 minutes, 3 rebounds, and assist, and 5 points.
That's crazy.
He can get 5 points in a minute if he wanted to.
Right.
He's just not. He's just not
off right now.
Well, third best scorer was Blake Griffin.
Right.
29.
Who has hit some 3-point shots?
But Blake Griffin has been the overachiever at this point. He's playing well. He's playing well. It's good stuff.
All right. Our next subject this afternoon, courtesy of Jersey Frank, are brushes with famous people.
Yes. Brushes with famous people.
You guys go.
Frank goes first. It's his topic.
Right.
Okay. All right. I mean, this one involves me and you, Rob. So Rob and I were at a gentleman's club, and we met 2 football players that were playing the Jets at the time. We met Billy Joe Tolliver, at one point starting quarterback for the Saints,
Yep.
and Trey Junkin, who is a career long snapper.
Okay.
Left up the Giants playoff hopes.
Right. He effed up the Giants
Big
big playoff game. Yeah.
Right.
So
hey, come on, we're on TV around the world. Let's give the R-rated version. We're at my bachelor party, okay? Let's just
no,
Oh, really?
Your bachelor party?
Yes.
I thought it was. Oh, that's right. It was.
I remember.
I don't know why I thought it was Dave's.
Well, because we know why. Well,
That's
Jason
all-
doesn't know that. His ex-wife worked there,
Yes.
and we had to schedule the night to on a night she wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was the whole caveat with the planning of this.
So yeah, as the usual doubter I am, I said, "No, you're not." He's like, pulls out his license. I'm like, Billy Joe Tolliver. I guess you are.
Was he young? He's younger than us, right?
I don't know.
Might be about the same age.
Billy Joe, I think he's a little younger. He played in the late 90s.
Yeah, I think him and Bobby Hebert used to share a time.
Oh, well, then they're around our age. Yeah, because Bobby Hebert, I think, is a little older than us. We talked about that. Yeah, the USFL. So was it? So did you guys enjoy the one? Did you enjoy the evening? And 2, did they pick up the tab?
Yeah, pick up what tab?
Oh, they didn't pick up the tab.
No, I don't know. They're just like name dropping. Like we were just like, hey, I play in the NFL. That's nice. Who are you? I don't recognize
Oh,
you.
they were name dropping, so they weren't like being
They
cool.
were name
about it.
dropping themselves. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
think
wild.
I was just sitting there trying to get a drink. And he just turns to me and yeah, I'll get a drink. I'm in the NFL. What?
Wow.
I'm not doing anything. He was a nice guy. Just, it was a brush with fame, but they were mid-level B-rated C players, whatever.
Yeah, they were CD rated.
Yeah, I mean a little over.
E rated, no.
Actually, Billy Joe Tolliver is older than us. He's 55.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did he play for the Chargers?
Let's see. San Diego, Atlanta, Houston, Kansas City, and New Orleans.
He bounced around. I remember playing when he played for the Chargers.
For some reason, I remember when he played with the Saints.
Oh, he bounced around. Interesting. Yeah, I went to a party out in LA in 1990. It had to be 1996, 97. And I walked in with a friend of mine and we were sitting there and I turned and Leonardo DiCaprio walked in. Yeah. So, but it was when he was prior to filming Titanic.
Wow.
So he was already a young star, right? But he wasn't, a mega star. And he walked in, and he was with a bunch of guys. It was like, I didn't even say anything to him, to be honest with you. I knew a couple of people around us said, "Oh, that's Leonardo DiCaprio." but he was young. We were young. We were all young at the time. I think he was like 20 years old. If I was 27, he's probably like 7 or 8 years younger than us. That was pretty cool. And that night, I sat down, and next to me, I'm just sitting down having a drink, and I'm being quiet. And I turn to my like left or right, and I'm looking at this young lady, and I'm like, where do I know her from? And I realized it's Sarah Gilbert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was super nice, like really like easygoing, and just chatted with me for a few minutes, and we left. It was like the Hollywood Hills. Actually, Mike took me to that party.
Oh boy!
Why surprise?
Mike took me to that party, and I think after, if my memory serves me right, we all went to a bar, like a nightclub in LA called Bananas, and it turned into, at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, it turned into a strip club, and Leonardo DiCaprio showed up after with all his friends.
I'm sure.
And he was just throwing money at the strippers on the stage like rain. Made it rain.
Making it rain.
He made it rain. Yeah.
Wow.
That was probably I've met a lot of athletes, obviously, with Oakley and events, but stars. Yeah, that was.
Well, I mean, this thing it's either movie stars, it's athletes, it's whatever. I mean,
I had an opportunity to get pretty close with, not close, but I had a moment with Aaron Judge a couple of years back. That was really cool. He's super nice. He was a kid. He was so young. When he came to the Oakley store on Fifth Avenue, we were downstairs we brought him through the basement down there, and we put him in the office. So he could just like cool off for a while. I don't think he really enjoyed speaking in front of a lot of people. And he was hurt at the time.
Oh, okay.
So, and there was a lot of people upstairs, and we had to have security, and he was super nice kid, taking pictures with the management team, really easygoing, really nice. That was a pretty cool moment, I guess. Yeah. Oakley. Some Olympic athletes over the years at the Oakley events, like in Soho and Times Square, and meeting a couple of the famous skateboarders, which was pretty cool. Bob Burnquist.
Oh, Bob Burnquist, really? Oh,
yeah, I think he's Brazilian. Super cool guy. Was able to do like autograph signings, with him. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, But I think, Hunter has had some run-ins with some celebrities when he was doing acting when he was a kid, when he was younger.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, didn't he do a WWE spot?
He did the WWE spot with Sheamus.
Right, Sheamus. He was.
But he met Sheamus at the actual like WWE. They were doing like a wrestling event, but he did the Sheamus commercial where he played a young Sheamus.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. God, that was a long time ago. How about you, Bobby?
Oh boy.
Yeah, you got a lot of them, right?
Let's start with the Yankees. I remember once when I was a manager at a store in the Garden State Plaza, who walks in? Bernie Williams.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was so nice and gracious that he allowed me to run to the store to buy an autograph book. Waited for me. So take your time, bought it, and then he signed his autograph in the book itself, which I probably lost somewhere. Hopefully it's somewhere in this house. I don't know. But that was pretty cool. What's that?
Bernie Williams make the Hall of Fame? No.
Don't think so.
No.
He should have his Yankee number retired, I would imagine, at some point.
I think he might have his Yankee number retired. I think so.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Let's see. I've met I have a standing friendship with Leonard Marshall of the Giants.
That's cool.
We have lunch a couple times a year, talk about different stuff. I can text him during the game. He'll get right back to me and stuff about the Giants or stuff like that. I've had dinner with Wood Harris, famous actor.
I know Wood Harris.
Yeah.
From the he's from The Wire. He's from
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Oh, Remember the Titans. That's a great movie.
Yeah. He was the African American linebacker.
And when I was in LA in 06, around 06, 07, Mel's Diner, hanging out there, who's like two stalls away, Ron Jeremy.
That's great.
and he smelled. He's like, I don't know if he was shooting and he was getting something to eat, but he had some pretty bad body odor.
Oh my God. I remember early on in my career when I was selling sunglasses, I sold a pair of sunglasses at Sunglass Hut to Dave Winfield.
Nice.
Came up with his wife, super nice guy. It was the early 90s, so I think he just retired. Yeah, it had to be like 91, 92, 93. So I think he was retired back by then, right? Yeah. And then I also sold Mitch Richmond from the Golden State Warriors.
That's your boy.
That was cool. That was in like 94. Yeah, that's when he was on that team. Summer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Good time.
I've also met Lawrence Taylor once or twice, had a couple words with him.
Oh, that's cool. Is he a nice guy? A
little reserved, but yeah.
Yeah. At this point, he better be.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Who else? I've met I was backstage and met the Romantics in Orange County.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Our friend, Tony Agnello's wife knows all these people.
Yeah, I think she dated the drummer at one point or something like that.
Did she really?
She was
the Romantics and Blondie have like a couple similar parts, so she knows all these guys.
Yeah, Frank, I think you remember a couple years ago when I was on the plane with Blondie.
Were you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was taking a flight from I think it was Syracuse to Detroit to like Ohio.
Oh.
And I was on a late night flight, like small airplane, and Blondie was on my flight, and she was like 3 rows in front of me, and of course I was the only one to recognize her. Huh. It was like 11 o'clock at night, late flight. I look and Blondie's there, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Deborah Harry.
Real name Deborah Harry, I believe.
Deborah Harry.
Wyckoff, New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken.
Hawthorne.
Is she?
Hawthorne.
She's from Hawthorne? I never knew that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Like, I think she's a Hawthorne graduate, and then she became famous afterwards.
You're forgetting somebody, Rob.
Who?
I wasn't there. You were in California. You told me, and you hung out for a while with this person.
Tina Turner's sister?
No. I don't even know who's that. Joe.
No, I've hung out with Tina Turner's younger sister.
What symbol am I making?
Oh, DMX.
Aha!
Oh wow!
That was one time at an Oscar event. I got a picture of him.
Where'd you say you were hanging out with him, and he's like going crazy the whole night?
Well, it was about he was getting an award, and I guess they were talking about his youth, and I think he was abused as a child. So he was very emotional about that and stuff.
Isn't he from Newark? Is he from Jersey?
Yes, he's
White Plains.
White Plains,
New York. Yeah, White Plains.
Wow.
But I believe he lived in Teaneck for a while.
So on that subject, then, living or dead, who would you like to have dinner with? Famous person. If you could have dinner with one famous person.
That's easy for me.
Who?
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino.
Love Dan Marino.
You could probably make that happen now.
Yeah, go to Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza when they open up and say, hey,
were we there?
Really? Dan Marino. So Dan Marino's like your sports hero.
He's my sports hero. He's my childhood.
He's the guy that you just.
I looked up to him. I never heard anything bad about him. I know he has a special needs child. He's he's a regular dude.
I heard when I was down in Florida for many years.
I've never met him personally, but I've never heard a crossword about him. He's pretty. Actually, he just tweeted yesterday about Tua.
I saw that. He says, I hope we win a Super Bowl with him.
Yeah, and funny enough,
no way.
A guy I used to work with a long time ago dated Dan Marino's niece.
Really?
Yeah, and his brother, I think his brother's Mike Marino or something like that. He lived in Ramsey for a while. I'm like, Ramsey? What the hell's he doing here? But that's the story. The guy I used to work with, he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to date."
I mean, you didn't even take a step to even think about it. You were just like Dan Marino.
I mean, if I had another choice, if Dan Marino was available, Magic Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
So both alive. How about a dead person?
Dead person.
I could be anybody. I mean, you could do.
No, I know. Just trying to think of like actors or athletes that I really like that have passed and
that have made an impact on you.
Well, he really didn't make an impact on me, but I would have definitely liked to meet Johnny Unitas.
Really?
Yeah. He was. I saw a lot of his story. He died a poor man and he was a cripple. That's the truth about playing in the NFL when he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think his last team was the Chargers.
Yeah, he went to the Chargers.
And he basically he couldn't walk anymore. At the end of his life, I
yet those guys were like 32 years old when they couldn't walk.
Yeah. I mean, well, now a couple of dead guys are coming to me. Don Shula, Nick Bonacani. So
big Dolphin.
I'm a Steelers fan, but I always had a little bit of a thing for the Dolphins. Those guys, their stories, you got to watch. I mean, I watched the Nick Bonacani story on HBO not too long ago. It was so sad.
Wasn't Nick Bonacani? He was the one that had the son that was right.
Paralyzed. His son got paralyzed. He played for the Citadel.
Yeah, and then Nick Bonacani, was he the originator of the Inside the NFL?
Yes, it was him and Len
Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love watching those guys.
Len Dawson alive, or did he pass?
I think he might still be alive.
He was a quarterback.
Yes, quarterback. Kansas City Chiefs won Super Bowl III.
Correct.
Coach Hank Schramm.
Yep.
He played
with Jay, who do you got?
Bobby Lanier was a big linebacker for that team.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If I living or dead, I mean, I think it would be pretty cool to have dinner with Elvis.
Okay.
I think that could be really cool. Just the stories that he could probably tell you. I mean, he was the originator of a lot of things. I mean, he changed the course of like music, right? So to like, I mean, maybe a prime Elvis, not an aging Elvis, because an aging Elvis was not in a good place, But
I have an indirect family tie to Elvis.
Elvis died at like 42 years old. That's crazy when you think about it. Yeah. Looked like he was like 82, but yeah, no joke. He's like almost 10 years younger than us. It's crazy to think about.
Hold that thought. I have an indirect family connection with Elvis.
Really? How?
Yes. An uncle through marriage who lived in Vegas when I was lived out there. He was a pop singer himself. He had a couple of hits in the late 50s. His name was Freddie Bell. Freddie Bell and the Bellboys. He was in Vegas doing after he made a couple of hits, he got moved to Vegas to be a lounge act at the Sands, all the old time places like that. He was actually a outlier member of the Rat Pack.
Really?
Because he was like Italian. They were doing their thing on the strip and old Vegas, and he was part of that group. So anyway, he was doing this his lounge act, and he was doing his version of Hound Dog. Elvis was brand new, up and coming at that time, was across the street cutting his teeth at a smaller venue, checked out my uncle's show, and that's how he did his version of Hound Dog and became famous.
Did you say cutting teeth?
Well, he wasn't quite a star yet. He was up and coming, Elvis.
Oh, working through the
smaller room, the smaller venues.
I'm like, cutting teeth. What is that? What kind of business does that?
That's pretty cool. That's a great story.
When I lived in Vegas, he would still do a lounge act once, twice a week on his place, a little down the strip. And when I was able to go see him, he would always have a VIP area seat for me. I'd watch his show, and he just tell me probably the best part of me living in Vegas is probably seeing his act and him telling these Rat Pack stories of the guys.
Have you guys ever been to Graceland?
No, my mom did.
Pretty cool.
So, Mike.
Oh my God!
That's the Con Man from the Con Man Sports Corner on tomorrow.
That's a name.
By the way, we had on his show. I probably could add this. The lead singer of Tavares was on. Chubby Tavares. You know Tavares, Frank.
I don't know Tavares.
The disco group.
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple 70s disco hits.
Not is it More Than a Woman?
More Than a Woman and Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel, and then they have another one.
More Than a Woman is a great song.
More Than a Woman.
That was a great song.
So actually, Rob and I have another one that he forgot about.
Who's that?
Rob and I were DJing a 30th high school reunion, and I kept saying to Rob, I'm like, I know that dude. I'm like, I think he lives in my town. And he comes by. It's like, he goes, I said, are you from Emerson? Because I was living in Emerson, New Jersey at the time. He goes, no, I'm from The Sopranos. I'm like, what? And it was the guy who played Johnny Sack. Vincent.
Really?
Vincent Corleone. I made a total ass of myself.
Who cares?
And Rob's like, I told you that was him. I'm like, I didn't hear you say that.
I gotta watch that show again.
At the Sopranos con last year or 2 years ago, I met Burt Young.
Oh, that's
Burt Young is Rocky. He was he was a back to school. He was a limo driver for
he was also that he played the what's his face? Sharippa's dad.
Bacala's father.
Bacala's father.
Yeah.
He's still going strong. He's like 80 years old.
Yeah.
I also
now they're doing a Rocky prequel.
Really? Before
it's going to be about, I don't know, but Stallone is pitching and writing a prequel to prior to when his upbringing, I guess. I don't know.
What he was already only 25 years. Well, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was in his 30s in Rocky. He was supposed to be older.
Is there going to be multiple matches against Spider Rico?
Do you guys realize this? Do you know he had the two turtles from the pet store?
Yeah.
Puff
and he still has them. They're still alive.
No, they're not.
If they are. Look it up. Cuff and Link. They're still alive.
That's pretty cool.
This is Cuff and Link.
Well, you know the whole story with Stallone, right? You know the whole backstory to Rocky?
Yeah. I know that he was in an X-rated movie.
Yes, he was in it. I think it's called Dirty Alley or something like that.
I don't even know how you would know that.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Frank would know that, right?
Yes, you did.
I swear to God, I never saw it. Swear to God.
So anyway, he was pitching this whole Rocky script. And Hollywood wanted it in the worst way. But they did not want him to be Rocky. So he was broke. He had this awesome script. Everybody wanted it. Everybody wanted to buy it from him, but he wouldn't sell it because he wanted to be the actor. He wanted to be Rocky. To the point where he ended up selling his dog because he was that broke just so he could live and other things he had in his life. Till someone finally agreed to make this movie with him as the star, and he made so much money from that. And initially, that he actually went and bought his dog back from whoever paid for his dog back. And Cuff and Link were. You remember she worked in the pet store, right?
Yes.
That's where they introduced Cuff and Link. They were in the pet store when he went to go visit her.
Right.
Try to court her.
Right. That's the connection. The movie is actually mirrored after a boxer from
Bayonne, Chuck Wepner.
The Bayonne Bleeder, Chuck Wepner.
Wait, what movie? Rocky?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The Bayonne Bleed? I don't know that. I didn't know that.
I think there's a statue somewhere in northern New Jersey about that.
He was in. Wasn't he in that movie where he was in a gang prior to that, and that was one of his first big movies with Henry Winkler?
Oh yes. Oh geez, I saw it too.
Come on, Frank. You're good at this.
What's not the name of it? It's not Nighthawks. I want to say Nighthawks.
No, it's not Nighthawks. Nighthawks he was in
with Billy D. Williams.
Yes, that was a cool movie.
And Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Speaking of gang movies, you know what I finally watched about 3 months ago? The Warriors.
What?
You've never seen that?
I've never seen that movie. It's so great, that movie.
That's such a great movie. Does it hold up, though? Does it? It must, if you liked it.
If you go to Coney Island now, some of the stores they have there, they sell Warriors T-shirts, jackets, and whatnot.
That was such a great movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I was like, wow, I was entranced. It was so good. Now, Jay, all right, back to you because you have Elvis. Who else do you have dinner with?
Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be pretty cool to hear some of those stories and his upbringing and how he, went from what he did, and he went through a lot, to become who he was, and on top of it, he had such an amazing talent. Yeah, I would enjoy, spending an hour with him.
I got the movie.
What is it?
The Lords of Flatbush.
The Lords of Flatbush. That's a cool name.
Is that similar to the Warriors though? That's a similar time, right?
Yeah, I don't think Henry Winkler was in it. I think that was another movie.
No, that's Henry Winkler. No,
he was in it.
It's Sylvester Stallone, Henry Winkler, and I don't know if you guys know who Perry King is. Perry King was
I know the name, but I can't put the face.
He was in an 80s show called Riptide, where they were all on a boat and they were like private investigators.
Wow.
Yeah. They just stuck this kid in front of the TV. That's all I did.
So Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart.
That was good.
Simon and Simon. Magnum PI. I didn't watch Cagney and Lacey. I really
The $6 Million Man.
Oh my God, Steve Austin, are you serious?
That was amazing.
What are you wearing today, by the way?
Yeah.
What do you like to know?
What do you got on?
Looks like Penn State.
Yeah, we are ass Penn State.
Miami.
Number
7?
Big Ben.
That's a cool one.
I got a red one like this too.
This is it for him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's okay. He had a nice run.
Yeah, he had a great run.
Yeah.
I don't think
before we go to the Steelers.
What's that?
Before we go into the Steelers, we'll do that next. I have 3 dinner people I would do. Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Living, and I think I would like to have dinner with Terry Bradshaw. He seems like a fun guy.
Really?
Everything he does, he's having a great time. You ever see that show when all the old guys are doing these travels and
yeah.
That's a pretty funny show because he
was such an overrated player. I really truly believe that Terry Bradshaw. I love the Steelers, but I think that Terry Bradshaw, when you look at his statistics, he managed the game well, I guess.
Yes, I've heard the story before. Yes, if you look at his stats, they weren't like super duper. He was surrounded by a really good team, offensively and defensively. I mean,
he wanted to survive for other teams.
Running backs, I mean, they didn't have a tight end, but who cares?
He was a tough competitor.
Oh yeah. Oh, he
had incredible talent surrounding him on both sides.
I have another one. Another famous person I met.
Who you got?
Franco Harris.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right.
And he actually, he was Italian, and he actually indoctrinated. He made me a member of the Franco's army right there in front of him when I met him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Franco Harris is really cool.
Wasn't it the Italian American something?
Italian American Army or something.
Yeah, you were there. I remember you telling me that.
I was at an event. Yeah, I was at an event in Yankee Stadium for something, and he was the guest of honor. And I think one last person before we go back to the Steelers, I would like to have dinner with would be Dean Martin.
Oh, that yeah. I would put Sammy Davis Jr. up there for me.
I guess I got to go for old Blue Eyes. Can't keep.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not?
Or just sitting back while all them are having their dinner, and you're just like
like a fly on the wall?
I would just a fly on the wall type of thing. I would just be. I can't get enough of Frank Sinatra movies.
But it's funny how we all picked people like within the last 50 years, right? Well, we don't go back and say King Arthur or George Washington, Abraham Lincoln.
Right? I mean, if you want to pick one of those guys, probably
go back to history. Einstein.
No,
Einstein would be cool.
No, there was.
He'd bother you, Frank.
No, not at all. No, he was a genius.
He'd be interesting.
What? Oh, I can't think of the guy's name. So I was always kind of obsessed with war. I watch a lot of war movies. I play war video games. I collect like knives and crazy stuff. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a
Hitler?
no, definitely not. No, no bad guys. It wasn't Sun Tzu. I can't remember the other guy's name.
Mao Zedong. What was his name? Mao.
Who? It's Mao Zedong. No, he was the he what do you call it? He was in Vietnam. Mao Zedong? I think it was Mao Zedong, yeah.
What's up, Kenny? Kenny from the K&K Sports Show.
Who?
What's that?
That's Kenny from the K&K Sports Show. What's up, Kenny?
What's up, Kenny?
One of our he was younger than us. He's not one of our Garfield enemies because they're about 5 years younger than us.
Oh,
So
okay.
we never played them in sports. What's up, Ken?
There's so many famous people in history. It's so hard
I got another Sopranos one.
Who's that?
I helped him a couple of weeks ago in the store. Arthur Nascarella. You know,
Artie Bucco. Artie Bucco.
No, not Artie Bucco. No, it's Carlo Gervasi.
Carlo Gervasi. Who?
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. If you look up Arthur Nascarella.
Oh, I know the guy. He's an older guy.
Yeah, older dude.
Really? He walked into the store?
All the mob movies.
Second time he walked in the store. Second time. The first time was a year and a half ago, and I remember him. I looked at him. I said, "I know you." He goes, "You do? I don't know you." I was like, "You're from the movie." He goes, "All right, just don't tell anybody." It was pretty cool.
By himself?
No, I was with his wife. I made him a OCP radar lock, like sky blue, blue lenses, like crazy.
Guys, hold on 1 second. I gotta put pants on. Hold on. I'm getting a guest. So.
Oh my god.
You gonna put pants on?
Yeah, hold on. Keep going with the Steelers.
What the hell does that mean?
What was going on?
I don't know.
Keep going with the Steelers. No, I mean, yeah, you and I are both big Steeler fans. I mean, what you got a 17 game season this year. Does Roethlisberger can he handle the whole season?
Very
you don't
good.
think so?
I don't have a very good answer. I think it's going to hinge. I hate to say this on the rookie, on Najee Harris.
I know. I agree 100% with you.
How he can run the ball, how he can chew the clock, and how he just can be effective. And again, I don't know how effective they can be.
We don't know how effective he could be with that offensive line.
They lost 2 key members,
and nobody's talking about it. Nobody has talked about the offensive line. I don't know. I think we're going to get for some reason, I feel like Eric Ebron's going to have a really good year.
I hope so.
I do. I think he's going to have a good year. He's one of those players that's really streaky. Like every 2 to 3 years, he has this incredible year. So he's due to have one. Okay. So if he could have a good year, you got the young wide receivers who should come into their own finally. We have the other young tight end we drafted.
Right. I forgot his name from Penn State.
Okay. So we like him out of Penn State, right?
Yeah.
You got Najee Harris. You got Ben. Who's gonna be the center?
Me?
Exactly. I mean, that's obviously the key to any successful team in the NFL these days, an offensive line, right? To give the quarterback some time. That scares me because I'm done. I'm a little bit over the play calling. Now we got rid of the offensive coordinator, which we needed to, but that still doesn't tell me that Ben won't be in a shotgun 75% of the time. And I hate that. It drives me nuts.
Well, I mean,
but you have to with him. You got to give him time.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you have to, but say you just, do a certain formation or something that people are biting on. They're going to.
Najee Harris will get destroyed if you keep Ben in the shotgun all the time with that offensive line. He's not going to have any space to create.
Don't forget, Najee Harris can catch out of the backfield.
Right. No, I know. I think, listen, if Najee Harris can stay healthy and put up, 1,100 yards of total offense or 1,200 yards of total offense and score 7-8 times, and Eric Ebron can come up and have 7, 8, 9 touchdowns, then maybe we're in it. I mean, listen, we were 11-0 last year. We weren't as good as an 11-0 team, and we weren't as bad as a 1-5 team. We were right somewhere in the middle. So, I mean,
there's a lot of competition in that division now. the Browns, the Ravens.
Yeah, they've all gotten a lot better.
I'm gonna say,
We haven't gotten better, but we haven't necessarily gotten worse. We have some great defensive players. I think it's gonna be a division of injuries, right? So
is Devin Bush coming back?
Yeah, he should be.
Okay.
So I mean, the team that has the less amount of injuries, which always happens anyway, but in this division, tells me that they will win regardless. You can't say that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win the division even if they remain healthy. But
they're one of those teams. If you get a chance, they'll get that spot win on you that they shouldn't get.
Correct.
Did you see the comments by who was that said that the Chiefs and the Browns are equal right now? Someone had those comments this week.
I don't know, but if you look at it from on paper, I mean, and a healthy OBJ coming back and the pickup of the defensive player, Clowney. And
they got two guys from the Rams defense on the backfield too.
The Browns play all depends. It's all on Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield, yeah.
Right. If he can't have a bad game and they could still win. I mean, that defense can keep them in games now, every game. It's going to be one of those toss-ups. Like, I really believe that the winner of that division will have no more than maybe 12 wins, 11 wins, because they're going to be playing each other so much. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could be like, the Steelers could be in it to the end. The Bengals could be pushing the first half of the season and be, I don't know, 5-5, you know?
Is Burrow ready for the start of the season though?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's awesome. He's an awesome player. I love what he did in college, and I love what I saw from him until he got hurt.
Yeah.
And now you got him another wide receiver, obviously. I've never been a huge Mixon fan, so I think he's got to step it up, big time.
Yeah, Mixon. Mixon's he's got a lot of stuff up here going on.
I'll tell you, I'm really happy though that Julio Jones did not become a Raven.
Oh.
I mean, him on the Titans is tremendous for them. I love the Titans. I loved them last year, and I liked them the year before. I mean, they to me are the team. They're going to be tough if they're healthy, man. Ooh,
and they're very well coached.
Very well coached.
I'll tell you what, though, people were saying this would be the year of the downfall of Derrick Henry. Not so much now with Julio Jones there.
Yeah, and what is a downfall? So he'll have
the workload.
Well, and he should have a less workload. That's crazy. I mean, he can't continue to do that regardless. Even if he touches the ball 50 or 60 times less, it's still going to give you 1,500 yards rushing. Honestly, and he could break any one. So I would be surprised if he rushes less than 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards still. He's so good, guys. And he's a beast.
He's like trying to tackle a refrigerator with the speed of a freight train.
Yeah, he's a beast. And now you just made that team so much better with a healthy Julio Jones. Oh, my.
Well, he's going to draw a lot of attention, too.
What do you think of A.J. Green on the Cardinals? Do you think he has anything left in the tank?
No. I mean, did Larry Fitzgerald retire?
Yes.
Oh, he did?
I think he finally –
No, I don't think he said anything yet.
I think so.
So, I mean, he'll be a great replacement for Fitzgerald, and he's probably a little better at this point in his career than Fitzgerald was. There was a crazy stat the other day I was reading that Fitzgerald has dropped less passes in his career. I think he dropped less than 30 passes in his career. It's unbelievable.
He's automatic, pretty much.
What's that?
He's automatic.
Automatic. I think he'll play one more year because I think it gives him one more chance to win a title with them, even though I don't think they're ready for a title. The NFL is really cool this year. I like the game that they added. I'm down for a 17-game season.
I don't mind a 17-game season, and not for nothing. Not that I mind watching football, but come on, bro. You're playing these guys. A lot of these teams on short rest.
I know.
Like you're asking for trouble.
You know what may have been cool?
It starts to go down.
You know what would have been cool is why didn't they do like a league bye week in the middle of the season and have a break? Just break it. Like November 20th is a break that Sunday and you don't play for 2 weeks, everybody. And it lets everybody reset a little bit.
Money, bro.
But they could no. They could have still extended it. It would have extended another week. Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you have I don't know. Maybe there's a way that you could do entertainment in the middle of the year instead.
The ultimate goal, obviously, is for them to extend the season to President's Weekend, so everybody's off that Monday after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but there's no more money to. I mean, there's always more money to be made. But I'm saying they've done everything.
We got a question from Kenny.
Oof.
Oh, definitely Najee Harris.
You think so?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because I read somewhere where they're not going to just feed Najee Harris the ball unless he really earns it in training camp, because they still got Snell, McFarland, and the other guy.
Yeah, but I don't think that matters. I think Najee Harris will have a better all-around season. I don't think you're going to get, like I said before, I think that Najee Harris is going to have like 1,300 all-purpose yards. I think he's going to be one of those first-year players that runs for 800 and catches for 500 and gets 8 touchdowns. 6 running, 2 catching. But I think he's like Frank said, the guy can catch out of the backfield, and I think that's going to be a huge help for Roethlisberger if he could, as long as they remain healthy. I mean, Travis Etienne could have a really good season too, though.
Too bad. The team is just too young and too much of in a rebuilding mode.
Who's that?
The Jaguars.
Oh, the Jaguars.
Yeah, I don't think Etienne is going to have a bad.
Well, plus the Jaguars have a better running back in
Robinson. I don't know why. It's crazy that they even.
Yeah, they have a better running back in Robinson than any of the Steelers have, besides Najee Harris. So I don't. Yeah, I think the Jaguars are a team that's just gonna. I think they're going to be competitive and they're going to be fun to watch. And I think they're going to make a lot of mistakes, but I think they're all going to show that they're a talented group for the future. And I love the fact that Tebow joined them. I do. I think it's great.
Like, where's your Tebow jersey? You bought one already.
No, I have a Tebow Florida jersey.
What I don't understand though, guys, is nobody talks about Tebow like becoming a coach. Like, he's such a great team player. He brings a lot to the locker room. Why isn't he coach at this point? Because he still really wants to go for it, huh?
I guess.
I think Najee becomes a teammate in the backfield, though. Maybe Najee in the perfect place to succeed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I think what they're going to do with ETN, because I know he did this in college sometimes, they're going to line him up on a wideout because he's got that kind of speed.
When you look at the Jaguars offense, there's a lot of good young talent on that team. I mean, again, a couple of them haven't played a snap, right? But what we see, you're hearing a lot of things about Lawrence is having a bad off season. I don't put anything into that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I mean, bad off season. What does that even mean?
It means nothing. It's ridiculous.
Wait, because you're not throwing the post route to the fifth receiver who probably can't even catch the ball.
They didn't. I mean, they had 3 days. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a pretty good player. I mean, he showed he could play in college. Can he play in the NFL? I think he can. He's got all the tools to succeed.
I think he can play in the NFL.
They got to surround them with a good line, though. And he's got good running. He's got pretty good running backs. He's got pretty good wide receivers too, guys. Yeah. And if they pick up Ertz, that's a huge pickup for them.
Oh yeah, they're looking to get Ertz.
Yeah. That would be huge because I think Tebow's not. We got to get rid of Tebow being a tight end. He's not there to be a tight end. I'm telling you, he's there to be a Taysom Hill type player.
I was saying that from the get-go, from when he was playing in the NFL.
I'm right back.
Okay, I'm like he make a good fullback / running back or a good tight end.
Well, I mean, you see how much he's bulked up.
Right. All you gotta do is teach him how to block because they said he wasn't good of a blocker.
I mean, I think he's going to be okay. Listen, when you need a 4th and 1 and you're on the opponent's 35-yard line, I mean, you're going to put him in, and he's going to get the ball and he's going to run like Taysom Hill. Probably. He can't technically. I don't think he could throw the ball as good as Taysom Hill, but he may be able to be right up there when it comes. I don't know, catching. Maybe Taysom Hill's very good, but he's in that realm of Taysom Hill. He's in that world, right? I mean, if he could just go off the line and you send him a quick screen and he catches the ball, he could go for 7-8 yards.
Until I see otherwise, I think he's got a good as chance as anyone in the NFL to be successful at the position.
To make the team.
Yeah, to make the team and to play
the team.
I definitely think he could do it. I was always a Tebow guy. I always liked Tebow.
Me
Yeah,
too.
he gets a little preachy once in a while, but that's all right.
Yeah, me too. I think he's I think he's a great, he's a great guy. I think he obviously wants to win. He's shown that he could win. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what, if you're going to get Peyton Manning, you're going to get rid of Tebow anyway. It wouldn't have mattered. But that did really derail his career.
It did.
It did. I mean, he has shown that he can win.
Yeah, and he showed it against our team.
Exactly. Hey, I need to take a break too for 1 minute. I got somebody calling me. I'm going to walk away. Hold on. You're alone.
And now I'm by myself because I'm very lonely. But as far as the Steelers go, I think the Steelers have a good chance. I think it's all going to hinge on Harris, and it's going to hinge on the offensive line. If those two factors of the team don't do good, then they don't have a chance. And like I said prior, they're in a very competitive league. I kept the show going.
You did. Tebow would be a great team.
Guys, I got to end the show. I have a little emergency with my mom, so we'll have to cut it short.
All right, guys. Frank, I'm going to give you a call.
Job.
Catch up with you.
Yeah, give me a call.
All right, guys. Great show.
Great show, guys. Later.
Take it easy.